I want to talk about why you should invest into Journey Together if you can find it at MSRP or below. I've been seeing a mass amount of people saying that, Journey Together is a mid set or even it's trash and that they're just going to skip the entire set. Now, I don't know where all of this negativity has come from, but it seems kind of crazy to me because when you look at this set, it's pretty good. I'm not saying it's the best set of Scarlet and Violet, but I think it's up there. I think I've ranked it out of all the main sets. I think it's probably third in my opinion. I think Surging, Sparks, and Paldea Evolved are better, but I think Journey Together is probably third just in my books. And when you look at the artworks, I don't see where all the hate is coming from, but yeah, it is kind of crazy to see all these people saying that they're just going to skip the set altogether and that it's trash or mid. Because there are some, cards in the past from some sets that have performed extremely well with some of these trainers on them. And I think people that are just maybe becoming a little bit emotional saying they're just going to skip the whole set might regret it in the future because I feel like this set is going to perform pretty well in the long term because just we've seen some of these trainers on some cards in past sets that have performed very well. And I don't want you guys out there to just, I don't know, just skip this whole set thinking that maybe, it's just completely trash, like reading all these people and, saying that it is and get the wrong idea because I feel like this hate, I don't know where it's coming from, but it's kind of unwarranted and it's really strange that it's going towards this set when, in my opinion, there's really no obvious reasons why there's a lot of hate for this set. And, I get some people right now not buying Journey Together because maybe you're not able to find this at MSRP or below. I understand that point, but to say to just skip this entire set altogether, to me, I feel like is a little bit much. I don't know if it's an emotional thing, but I feel like you will regret it if you just completely just forget about the set and ignore it because, I've explained this before. I do believe you will be able to get Journey Together at MSRP, at least booster boxes. I believe you will probably be able to get them at MSRP in the future, especially on release. I think it will happen. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I believe with Journey Together and some of the negative sentiment, I believe it is going to drop to MSRP or even a little bit below that. And when it does get to that point and there is a buying opportunity, I feel like this set is a good pickup. Like, I don't know why there's so much hate for it. I'm guessing it's people that obviously weren't able to pre-order it. But, when you just objectively look at the set and the cards in here, it's pretty obvious it's going to perform like pretty well because guys, there are some sets in Scarlet and Violet that are pretty expensive, right? Well, at least the booster boxes are, where the sets are objectively worse than the Journey Together. And the set size in comparing SIRs are pretty similar. For example, Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown now is above MSRP. It's $170 a booster box. And it's only what, a few months old? In Stellar Crown, I think objectively people would probably say it's worse than Journey Together, right? In Stellar Crown's already above MSRP, and it's not that old. In Stellar Crown, I think it only has like 6 SIRs. It's a pretty small set. And yet that's above MSRP already. So my point I'm trying to make here is that if you can find this, set Journey Together, MSRP or below, I think it's a good buy. Like there's plenty of other sets, like I said, Stellar Crown, and even, Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames, yeah, it's a bit older, but Obsidian Flames still the same kind of, I guess reasoning. It continues. It's like Obsidian Flames doesn't have much going for it, right? Doesn't have that many SARs, doesn't have much value. Yet booster box are what, 180. So, I think people right now that are maybe just becoming a little bit emotional and saying they're not going to buy it at all, look at the other sets that are objectively worse than Journey Together and how they have performed. And when you look at Journey Together and you look at some of the trainers and these artworks in the set, in my opinion, it's pretty obvious that this set is going to be a, at least, like, in my opinion, above average performer in the long run because there's so many other sets in Scarlet and Violet that aren't as great as this set, in my opinion, and those are still performing perfectly fine. So I think if you can find this at MSRP or below, it's a great pickup. And I wanted to show you guys some cards from previous sets that has some of these trainers on them that have performed well. Like some of these trainers that are in the set are very like liked in the whole community, and the fact that they're all in this one set, and the set is themed around trainers, the set's gonna perform pretty well, right? I'm not saying it's gonna skyrocket to the moon, but long term, it's gonna be a pretty good set that I think you're gonna want to have some of. So for you guys out there that maybe have just put in your mind that you're just gonna completely skip out on it, I would be patient. If you really don't care too much about the set, I understand. But if there is a buying opportunity at MSRP or below and it happens, I'd say buy some. You don't have to go all in. Like for me, for example, I've told you guys this. I'm not going all in on the set, and I haven't. I told you guys I pre-ordered 23 booster boxes. I didn't go all in. I didn't buy like 10 cases or anything. You don't even have to buy that much. You can buy a few boxes, maybe a case when you have the buying opportunity. If you really don't think this has much, like I guess, growth, because there are some people out there that for some reason think the set is trash, which is crazy to me. You don't have to go all in. Just buy a few boxes and you'll be fine. And then you can go harder and you can go more. I guess you can spend more money on Team Rocket if you want. But there is just some evidence that we've seen in the past where this is probably going to perform pretty well, especially when we're in this sort of market when just everything is going up, even the bad sets. And so all these cards, I don't see the problem with these artworks. Like, they're perfectly fine to me. Yes, there's only 6 SIRs, but like I've explained, there's been a few other sets that have had similar amounts, like Stellar Crown, Obsidian Flames, and they're still okay. Especially like the Lily. Like, I know this card is going to be probably the most expensive card in the set. I think that's pretty obvious. I think on the Japanese side it is. I think the Enzorark is going to be up there. I think Salamence is probably going to be up there, and also this Iono SIR. I think these are probably going to be the most expensive. Also, I think it's pretty cool in this set that the trainers are also on the full arts, like in the background. I know some people have complained that I guess they look like ghosts or something. But even just the illustration variants, I think are pretty good. There's also another Lily. There's a couple more Ionos. And there's just some other just normal cards that I think are going to be pretty sought after, like the Wailord, the Articuno. A lot of people have been talking about the Wailord and Articuno. I think those will probably be also pretty expensive. So when you just look at the amount of chases in this set, there's a good amount. I would say Articuno's probably a chase. Wailord's probably a chase. These 2 Iona cards are probably a chase. This Lily card's probably a chase. Maybe even some of these. I really like this Meowth for some reason. But I think pretty much, these 4 are probably going to be up there too. And there are also some gold cards here, probably going to be somewhat expensive. And there are some promos here that will probably, they're not in this set, I guess, so you could say that maybe doesn't apply, but these are going to be promos. But there's a good enough amount of chases in the set where I believe like it's not going to completely flop like some people think it is. I think it's going to perform pretty well, but it is getting some hate as of right now. But to show you guys some evidence of why this set is probably going to perform pretty well is because there's been cards in this set, some trainers that have been in some previous sets, and those cards in those sets have performed extremely well. Let's go to Sun and Moon with the tag team cards. You can see N is on this card, right? Where is it at? It's $350, right? It's one of the more expensive cards in the set in Cosmic Eclipse. Then you have the Solgaleo and Lunala, pretty expensive card in the set. Same set, Cosmic Eclipse. Who's on there? Lily. Now, going on the Lily train because, Lily is a pretty popular trainer card. Just a normal full art, right? From Ultra Prism, just a normal full art, is in the 400s, right? Another Lily card, this one's from Cosmic Eclipse, is above $100. In Iono has recently been in Paldea Evolved. It's a $70 card. It's one of the most expensive cards in the set. There's also another Iono in the set, but it's not as expensive because it's not an SIR. But there's just been some, previous sets that have proven that, these trainers are sought after. And, just to skip out on this whole set, I feel like it's not really the play. Like, I understand, not wanting to go extremely heavy because I'm not. But there's so much evidence that this set is going to perform well. And even, like, you could say from, Sword and Shield, the trainer galleries, a lot of those cards are performing pretty well. This is just a trainer set. So, there's a lot of evidence of trainer sets being, or just trainer cards being, pretty sought after. In this set just being revolved around trainers. I think it's a fair, just guess that it's going to perform pretty well. So, I understand if you don't want to go heavy. I'm not. But I would really advise you guys, if you're really planning on not buying anything, to just buy some. And with this booster box, enhanced booster box, I'm still honestly not 100% sure if those, the promo or the box topper thing is in every single booster box or if it's a exclusive thing. I'm not really sure. But if it is not an exclusive thing and it is in every single booster box, that's just another thing long term that's going to hold value with Journey Together booster boxes. So I just want to make this video to just hopefully for you guys out there that are maybe hating on this set or skipping altogether, maybe a little bit open minded, look at past performance on some of these sets and some of these cards, and you can see how this set is probably going to perform pretty well. So yeah, I'm not advising you guys though to buy at market price. I've explained it before that it's overpriced, but if you get an opportunity to buy at MSRP or below in the future, I think it's a pretty good buy. So that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.